Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Day Darling. I should see what's going on on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today. Well, I'll be relaxing as per usual. Sorry, let me just close my window. So we don't have the ambient air noises from the external world. I was saying belittling our recording. It was not. I mean, yeah, just no interfering. I guess that's a word. Yeah. It's today's Sunday, relaxing. I hope everyone's having a good time, doing nice stuff. A few friends came round a bit. We hung out for a bit. We actually watched them drop out. I introduced them to Game Changer, and they seem to find it fine, which is good. Or find it funny, which is nice. Anyway, hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 5:47 p.m. on Sunday, July 23rd, 2023. I actually forgot, but I was meant to respond to comments today because I have not done it for 3 weeks or something. I apologise. I've just, it's slipped my mind sometimes, and sometimes I get a little bit busy, but has it been 3 weeks? It might have been 3 weeks. It's been quite a while, probably. 2 weeks, okay, so it's not too bad. 2 weeks is sort of just the maximum of what I like to do. But yeah, what should we talk about today? That's a good question. And I don't really know, to be honest. It's I'm just trying to think of something. If something appears in my mind where I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's something I wanted to talk about. Oh, you're here because, of course, we had the fishing tourney. No, the bug catching tourney yesterday. So we can have a Kiki Slider concert. And that's what, honestly, it's been a while since we have a Kiki Slider concert, but we can actually have one today. So, that's pretty good. I don't know what things is happening in games recently. I know Pikmin 4 is coming out. I've played and completed Pikmin 1. Pikmin 2, I played half of it, I think, and then I just stopped playing for some reason. I don't really know. It's just, it's like with many games. Well, not with many games. Maybe you're not always like this, but a lot of times with games, sometimes you play them too much, and you're like, oh, I just want to break. I played it too much, and then you just stop, and then you just never pick it up again. Which is, part of the reason why I started a YouTube channel in the first place is so I'm like, okay, I actually play a game and then stick through it to the end. For better or for worse, I don't think I've had many regrets, I suppose, of games I've stuck through to the end. I think the only one I said was the fact that Anacute, I should not have 100%ed it. I should have just stopped once I beat the main campaign because it wasn't worth 100%ing that game. Not that it's a bad game, it was just it ended up being so tiresome because the levels were so long when you had to 100% them because you had to be so precise. And then it's that thing, it's these game levels or challenges which are absolute marathons. The ones which are, you'd be surprised because of how long feels like too long in the game. Of course everyone's got different sort of measures of time, internal clocks, I suppose, but it's more of a perception of time. Because the Anacute ones, I remember, I feel like some of the later ones were 15 minutes long or something, which you might be 15 minutes isn't that long to do something, but to play a game continuously where you have to not make many mistakes at all, otherwise you can't get your S rank. It's a pretty long time, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know for what the average length of a stage or level is in a game. I wouldn't be surprised if if there's a golden rule where it's it should be no more than 3 minutes and 5 minutes if it's a boss level or something. I don't, of course, those numbers I'm sort of plucking out of nowhere, to be honest. And there are different games I've played which of course had marathon sort of session-esque things. Hollow Knight, Path of Planetless, I think is probably the big one. But to be fair, that one is more a load of small stages over and over again in a row, right? You get a place to breathe, I suppose, in between them. And Anacute, some of them you do get you feel you get time to breathe, but a lot of them you don't as well. The one I think about is the stage fighting one, where it's it's a concert of the evil villains, and then it's just continuously quite a long one. I will say a fun part of Anarchy was trying to figure out how to best get the S rank on every single level, because you only needed to attain S in 2 or 3 other rankings, which I thought was very cool, because some levels it's okay, just run through as fast as possible and try and keep people alive, and other ones take your time, make sure you destroy everyone and make sure everyone stays alive, and the other ones are run through, destroy everyone, doesn't matter what fatalities there are. Just make it to the end quickly and make sure everyone dies. It's fun to find that balance, I will say. Anarchy has that thing. So it's just eventually it got too long where I was just I am losing my mind playing this game. But I'm trying to think of like, I don't actually know like how long is each like fight in Hollow Nest. Like I'm trying to think. Longest fight in Hollow Nest is the final boss. Spoilers. Sorry, not for Hollow Nest, for Hollow Knight. Spoilers, I suppose, for Hollow Knight. But you know, I'm not going to say what it is. But you know what that fight is. Let's see. I'm going to final boss. And we'll just see some videos. And yeah, okay, defeating that is like one of the longest boss fights in the game. I think it is the longest boss fight in the game. I'm looking at these videos; they're mostly around 3.5 minutes to about 5 minutes or something, and that feels like quite a marathon of a fight. You know, it is a long fight, but if you just say it like at 3 minutes, 5 minutes, that's like nothing. That's like what, the length of a song. And if you ever listen to a song, you're not like, wow, that was like a long time, unless you're singing like American Pie or something in karaoke, in which case maybe it is. Or what else is a long song? I think Bad Romance is actually quite a long song, isn't it? It's like 7 minutes long or something, or am I just making that up? I just remember dancing to it in Just Dance and not realizing it was such a long song. Let's see, hold on. No, wait, is that song? Is it Just Dance? No, Bad Romance. That was literally what I just said. Bad Romance. Romance? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, 5 minutes. Like, 5 minutes is a long time for a level in any game. I'm trying to think, like, is that how long some of the levels were when I did Anacute? Dear Darling, Anacute. Look at my playlist. Let's go to, I don't know, the More the Merrier or something. Mute myself. Just go to the level screen. Is that the end of level screen? How long did it take? Like this one, I got a B rank and it took 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Mute myself. Like 8 minutes 50 for that level. That's so long. That's longer than final boss of Hollow Knight. Again, you know, it doesn't have to necessarily be played that way. I suppose you can play quite a speedrun sort of style as well. But my word, I guess it just like I wasn't good enough to do it speedrun style. I don't know. I wonder what game has like the longest continuous levels. Like even like things like Geometry Dash are quite long. Like the super expert ones, and I mean the community made ones, because I often see the like highlight videos where it's like, oh, someone just got like defeated the biggest, most difficult level in Geometry Dash known to man or something right now, and there's a person doing it, and I'm just like, whoa, there's like so many visual effects going on, I don't know how you see anything, but they did it in one fell swoop, and I can't imagine that must have been more than like 3 minutes of intense concentration is tiring. Like I remember watching a video about translators who work in, I don't know, I guess the EU or something, but in any of these like big conferences, is that often you have 2 live translators working in tandem, because if you have one person just doing a live translation, they had to be so focused and so concentrated for so long, it requires so much brain power that you would probably just like faint of exhaustion or something. Like no joke. Not even necessarily from, I don't know, from physical exhaustion, but mental exhaustion. It's apparently live translation, well, not apparently, like I very much believe it, and I don't mean it in like a dismissive way, but live translation is really one of the most mentally exhausting careers probably out there. I don't mean to dissuade you if that's like a job thing you want to do, because you don't do it by yourself, you do it with 2 people, it seems. Yeah, one person translating, the other person sort of just like passively listening and noting things down, because listening is not too bad, but listening when translating live, I suppose, is, and trying to like rearrange your thoughts in your head is very difficult. So you have one person sort of listening, and then like they switch over like every 5 minutes or something. So really what I'm basically saying is like extended periods of concentration are very ineffective. I mean, that goes for studying as well. I know it's probably a bit late to be giving like studying tips, because at least school's out in the UK. I think the last week was like last week or something, and now you've got like I was gonna say 6 months, that's too long, 6 weeks of summer vacation, and where you can go on holidays and have a nice time, etc, etc. But it's a tips when it always comes to revision, is the fact that you really can't do more than like 20 minutes of, well, I mean, you can, but it's not recommended you do more than like 20 minutes of continuous revision. Then you take a short 5-minute break where you know, whatever, refresh yourself. Then you do 20 minutes of revision again or something like that. You know, a lot of people try and do like revisions in like these large blocks and be like, I'm going to revise for 3 hours. You don't revise for 3 hours continuously. That's not going to work. Revise for like bite-sized 15 to 20 minutes, take a break, come back and do it again, take a break, come back and do it again. So much more effective, so much easier as well. Because I have done things where I actually have revised continuously, or like had a huge amount of concentration for just like an hour or 2 hours or something. It sucks. It is so draining, and your mind is like a fog by the end of it. Is it even productive? I don't know, but sometimes you just got to. I suppose in the examinations, it's kind of like a different story. Is, you know, I think a lot of people would be under pressure to be like, hey, I can't take like a 5-minute break in the middle of my examination. That's like a 12th of my time. And I was like, oh, it was not 100 minutes in an hour. And then I'd say, okay, an hour examination is probably not realistic for GCSE or A-level time. An A-level time, like an hour and a half, I think, is the shortest exam I had. The longest one I had was 3 hours. But I think the longest examination must be like art or something, where they have like an assessment thing which takes like 8 hours. It's like literally the entire day, which is crazy. But to be fair, it's kind of difficult to finish like an art piece, I think, in like 3 hours. Like, I think even 8 hours is quite a short time, to be honest. But I don't think we're expecting you to do your best work necessarily in those 8 hours, but you're meant to just like fulfill something. I genuinely don't actually know. I didn't take art as A-level, so I don't know. Oh, hold on. What are Nigma missions? I did not even pay attention. Okay, take a picture, fruit tree, chop wood, hit rocks. Okay, those are all very doable ones. But yeah, I don't know what I was going to say about this. No, I genuinely just like forgot. Like, extended concentration is not easy. And I don't mean just concentration as in paying attention to something. I mean paying attention and like mentally, I suppose, using your brain power to actively try and work on something, especially something mentally taxing, you know? How do I even get onto this topic? I genuinely have no clue like what even started this. Like, I can't even remember, which is probably not a great thing. And you might be like, okay, what about your Animal Crossing videos, your videos in general? Aren't they like, half an hour of extended concentration? Well, for one, it hasn't been half an hour since like last year or something, where I took them down to 20 minutes because I was like, half an hour is way too long. I cannot keep this up sustainably. And even now, they border from 15 minutes to 20 minutes depending on the thing. Animal Crossing like varies like crazy. I mean, you've probably seen it yourself if you watch these videos. Which by there's been a huge tick of people watching the Animal Crossing videos, which is insane. I was like looking at the viewership numbers for some recent ones. It was like over hundreds and something, and I was like, what? Like, I have a surprising like uptick of subscribers recently as well. If it felt like it was not that long ago, I had like, I just hit 400, and suddenly I hit 530. I don't know what happened. I don't know where you all came from, but thank you for watching, for one. For two, it's also like, what happened? It's not even like one of my videos got sucked up into the YouTube algorithm or anything. I just guess like they've been slowly being recommended to more people. I don't know. But anyway, if I get some more watch hours and I might actually be able to start doing monetization, which is pretty cool. And you might be like, what monetization are you going to do? I don't know about ad rolls. There is a membership thing, which is kind of cool, but I don't even know what I would put in the membership thing. I feel like I need to start making more varied content for that to really make sense. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's something in the future. But I mean, we can look at some of the more recent video, like, viewership numbers. Like, these ones are averaging around 30, but the last Animal Crossing one was 92? Edible paper? That was on a Saturday as well. The weekend one numbers tend to be way lower, for whatever reason. And then, that's just like, edible paper, I don't even know, it doesn't even sound like a very enticing thing. To be fair, meta-narrative is only 27. So that was quite, like, a drop down. But webcam's 180? It's like, what? And new Joy-Cons also 80, then palette burns 157. Like, why are we so randomly high? I generally have no idea what's going on. You might be like, what series is doing the best right now? Well, apparently it's Animal Crossing, out of nowhere. What series is doing the worst? Surprisingly, Beacon Pines. No one's watching Beacon Pines. It's incredible. More people are watching a later episode of Unpacking than they are the earlier episodes of Beacon Pines. Doesn't bother me, and I love playing Beacon Pines, so, I mean, all of these games I'm playing for myself. Tunic, surprisingly, episode 22 still got about 40 views. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, obviously, I'm not that concerned about views. If I was more concerned about views, I would not be doing a Let's Play style, because that is not something which gets you views. And you might be like, what are you talking about? Well, a little bit of insider knowledge, I suppose, for you is the fact that if you want to get views, you should not put like part X, Y, Z or whatever in your video. Just title it whatever, make a clickbaity-esque thumbnail art. Because no one's gonna click on a video if it's like, whoa, this is like part 23. You're telling me I've got to watch like 22 different previous parts to actually like start this? No go. You know, people are only gonna watch episode 1 of your Let's Play series. But if you don't give them number titles, people will just like tune in at any point, I suppose. And that's a part. Like as soon as you get someone to click, I suppose, then you have a much significant higher chance of someone like staying compared to someone who doesn't click in the first place, sort of just by default, isn't it? Doesn't matter if a lot of people click on and click off being like, I don't understand what's going on, this is halfway through the story. Some people are going to stick around. Anyway, that's not here nor there. Extended concentration is probably what I was talking about. Reminds me, there used to be a playground game we used to play called Concentration 64. I don't know if you know it, but basically you do it to like it's like one of those hand clapping games, but you do it to the hand clapping pattern of pat cake. You know, like pat cake, baker's man, or something like that. Is that right? I don't know. You go Concentration 64, no repeats or hesitation. I will start, I will follow. The subject is, and when you say subject, like I don't know, Animal Crossing villagers, and you go Amelia, Apollo, Lily, Biscuit, and you take. Did I mention you're meant to do this with someone else, not just by yourself? It's like a one-on-one duel, and you basically go back and forth, listing out things of that category that you talked about, and then if you repeat one or if you miss the beat, then you lose. That would make a great drinking game. I was just thinking that. Really randomly, but that would probably be a fantastic drinking game. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is extended concentration. I mean, that takes like, what, 30 seconds or something, probably? Depends how good you are, I suppose, at the topic. But yeah, like, I don't know. But basically, the long and short of it is like, 5 levels is 5 minutes is kind of like really pushing it for like the length of a extended concentration needed for a game. And then like, 10 minutes is insane. And I wonder what the longest is. I don't know. I mean, you think about it. Like, I think about fighting games. Fighting games, their rounds, they can feel like an eternity, or they can feel like the really long ones when the timer runs out. They're still like a minute 30. It's weird how your perception of time changes. Like this sort of thing. They say time flies when you're having fun, but also when you're concentrating, it's like doubling the rate that you age. You're Ellie, right? It's like doubling the rate of time passing for you personally. Does that make sense? Like time warps and warbles, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. I don't really know what I was going with, to be honest. Yeah, I generally just have no clue where I was going with. But yeah, I don't know. Extended concentration is very much like it's a lot to do. Hey, I was going to talk to you, but you're falling asleep, Rowan. So let's not do that. Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've hit the end of a conversation, which is probably a good time to round off the episode. I forgot to do KK Slider concert. Whatever. There's more days in my existence. So, eventually we'll get all the songs. But for now, we're going to round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.